And we are live. Really gotta do something with that hair this morning. Part 2 on the Live Drive at 5, Frank Monday Jive, striving to stay alive. And that's all the words I can think of that rhyme at this particular time. I forgot who that guy was on Ancient Aliens. I watched a couple seasons of that. It was fairly entertaining while it lasted, but once it started dragging into the 6th, 7th, and 8th season, like all good TV shows, it just went to... Yeah, so I mean, you can only rehash the same tropes for, you know, what is it, hundreds of episodes now. Every answer they had was aliens. The aliens built it. See if I can do it. How did that guy? I got the same hair as that guy. I liked him. Aliens. This is an interesting little off-ramp here. It's quite dangerous because it gives the other guys the opportunity to pull directly into traffic, and then it recommends that the people coming off the highway wait for the guys coming off the side road. Now the main road guys I can understand, but letting the side road guys go before the highway guys, I don't get that. But you know, it's not meant for me to get. It's just meant to be what it is. Woohoo, party time. So I had given some blurbs to the folks on YouTube that I enjoy. And that's it. Another day of waking up with a perfectly still mind. Nothing pressing on me. I thought about that this morning. I thought, I get up in the morning, every morning, try to do journaling, but the key isn't there at 4 a.m. Never has been. 4 a.m. I like to get up and do some meditation, but to get up and try to start journaling, the mind is empty. It's been cleared away of worldly concerns. You know, you've just spent 6 to 10 hours floating in the astral, doing spiritual work. And so you get back in the body, the physical body, the foundation of your spiritual immortality, part of it, an expression of your spiritual immortality. And it's like, oh, time to journal, really? So sometimes I wake up with vivid recollections of my work on the spirit, in the spirit world, and am inspired, but a lot of times I don't. So you just can't push it. You know, you can't try to force yourself to journal when there is no journaling to be done. But the ideas and thoughts start coming later in the day. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they never come. And you got to do some practice, some magic ritual, read other people's stuff, watch other people's YouTube channels, do something else, do some sketch art, draw 100 heads. I don't usually draw 100 heads, so I typically, what is that? I do 4 or 5 heads per line, and then go 4 or 5 lines deep. So we're talking like 12 to 20 heads at a time. Then do some arms and legs, maybe try to work on hands a bit. The path of the artist is long and sometimes fraught with grand periods of uninspired striving. Yesterday I had a pretty inspired class. I did a project where I gave them 6 different literary devices, like the flashback, the automatopoeia, action lead, that kind of thing, just with really simple examples and a really simple handle on the type of literary device to employ. And so there was an example, then they had to rewrite their own and create their own little story. 2 people out of 23 did it. The other 20, 21, 20, maybe 3 people did it. The other guys just played on their laptops and did math homework. I've noticed a lot of people bring their math homework to English class. And so that's what they do. Woohoo! Got a semi pushing me over. Yeah, that's why it's so important on this particular highway that you're not even 5 minutes late in heading out, because once you get past 6:30, if you haven't made it this far by 6:30, the road tends to fill up with semis, and that's kind of a pain in the ass because they dominate the highway and they're big and dirty and throw off rocks. So you got to try to get up before they do. I think they have to wait outside the city, and they can only drive certain roads during certain hours. Wow, this one's from Tangshan. Tangshan's about 2 hours away. Tangshan is a city with an interesting history. Like I said, Tangshan is a city with an interesting history. It had a great earthquake back in 1976, the year that Chairman Mao passed away, supposedly. Though you never know, he could have been dead for a decade before they finally rolled out the idea that he had passed. But there was a huge earthquake there. It killed hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people. I believe it was around 200,000. Again, numbers. What are you gonna do? Who counted all those bodies? I guess they typically say an estimated number. We had an earthquake like that back in 2011 too. Interesting that I should be thinking and talking about earthquakes. Maybe there's one on the way. Because as you and I both know, there aren't any coincidences, but there are meaningful synchronicities. We're not gonna make it through this light, man. I'm behind the limit line, so I'm gonna wait. All those silly guys didn't make it out there. Hey, it looks like someone messaged me. So darn cute. Well, I appreciate that. That is very kind of y'all to say nice things. Let's see if I can get the light. Wow, there's some dude over here in a fluffy hat. He looks cute. He's got a fur cap on. Oh, but he wasn't happy. He was yeah, this fucking road, man. These guys pull at you head on. And I mean, what can you do? You just gotta give them a birth of space so that they don't, so you don't end up in a head-on with them. Yeah, that's another reason that it's better to get out as early as possible, just to avoid all the assholes and idiots. Because I don't think they don't get up with like the mindset. Maybe they do, but they get distracted. They don't have this undivided, razor sharp focus. And maybe they do part of the time, but the other part of the time they get distracted and just drive like they ain't got no, like they haven't got any better sense. And this morning, wow, there are more motorcycles than you could shake a stick at. I thought they were supposed to clean up all these motorcyclists and take away their bicycles. I guess if I lived out here in the suburbs, I might like to ride around on a cycle. But I'll be honest with you, when I first came out here to start working, I took a different route that wasn't as good and saw two or three situations. Three, I believe. I've seen at least three on that other set of roads up there, where, yeah, thank you for that, Sadra, I appreciate that. Yeah, so I had seen 2 or 3 motorcycle accidents, and at least one of them, the dude was dead. He wasn't dead yet, but I didn't think he was gonna make it. He was laying in the street in a puddle of blood that did not look like any kind of fun. And I felt bad for him. But I thought, fuck me, man. Look at this guy just going for it. That's all right. Get it. Yeah, I invoke the angels every morning. Specific angels. The ones from the lesser banishing of the pentagram. So it's pretty straightforward. Ata Malkuth. You pull down the light, the Ein Sof, the light, limitless light, from Kether into Kether, from and above and beyond, from the grand architects, from the Wuji, the nothingness. You pull it down and make a column of energy in the body, send it out to the ends of the universe. And then you make a magical circle of protection, invoking powerful God names. I'm switching over to the Phoenician ones for using the Hebrew ones for nearly 2 decades plus, going on 3 decades. So the Eastern Quadrant is the Tetragrammaton. Well, actually all 4 quadrants have a Tetragrammaton, but the Tetragrammaton of the East is Yod He Vav He, which some people misinterpret as Yahweh or Jehovah. That's not what it is. It's the 4 Kabbalistic elements. But, you know, everyone's got their own book of correspondences. And some are adamantly against, like I am. How are we doing for time? Looking good. I am a member of the OTA, the inheritor of the OTO. And I like that. I mean, you don't have to be a member of anything, but I took the initiation for Pastiforus or Neophyte there in Silverado Canyon at the Master Therion's retreat known as Rivendell. Beautiful. I recommend it. It was fully worth it to be initiated Pastiforus in the OTA. And I got to work on, I don't have to, but let me explain what I mean. Yeah, we got a solid 10 minutes to chill and chit chat. Go live for 5 with the Frank Monday Jive. Keeps cutting out. I don't know what's up with that. Like I said, you could be sitting right under a 5G tower and your internet connection still blinks out. So let me explain why I think it's useful to join a magical order. It allows you access to their internal website where you can check out the forums and chat with other like-minded people and see how other people's magical progression is coming along. Because all the genuine practitioners out there, a lot of them don't seem to have a YouTube page, and they don't get involved with the whole politicking on the social media platforms because they create their own platforms that are members only. So you have to fork over some dough in order to get that done. I have not, in my entire career, I've not spent that much money on this type of pursuit because I always feel like a genuine practitioner is going to take you on at the level of apprentice and not try to squeeze you for a bunch of money. Like, I apprenticed with Master Nee for a couple of years. I was with Master Mike Patterson of the Xingyi Martial Arts Institute. He was a money grubber, but he gave me and my brother a pretty good deal. I mean, the tuition was $75 a month back in the late 80s. So that wasn't something to sneeze at. I mean, that was big money back in those days. So joining the OTA and Dark Journalist, I subscribed to Dark Journalist in forms of dues, only cost me like $45. And that included my initiation at his retreat and a cool little cap and a little loincloth and his core book, the Book of Solomonic Magic, and 2 DVDs and a lifetime membership to the order. I mean, you're supposed to pay your dues annually, which is like $25, but man, that is reasonably priced. You won't find another magical order out there that will offer you as much genuine insight. And I mean, it's worth it for the price of the book alone. But to get all those extra frills and a little bit of regalia, and they're nice people too, man. I went out there and met with Poke Runyon and his order and the people in it, the new bishop of the order and the pope of the order. And there's a few Freemasons in there too. You know, they sneak in. But it's basically a Rosicrucian order. Crater Rapoa. And they're good folk, man. They are genuine, magic-loving Southern California hippies that know what the fuck they're doing. So here was my point. Some people like to get into an order or get into the magical order and rush through the grade of neophyte. Like, even Poke was pushing me. He's like, get through the grade of neophyte. Yeah, he's like, get on to the 2nd grade and get it done, in a year's time or whatever. But I've never been in a hurry. I've been at the level of neophyte since I was 13, I'm in no hurry to get to the top of the order. I'm like Lao Tzu in that respect. The higher your position, the more dangerous it becomes. There's got to be people of an advanced nature who are willing to work at the bottom. Otherwise, the people who come to the first gate, you know, they don't get a good, rich experience of a true practitioner. They get a bunch of neophytes hanging around. That ain't no fun. You have to see the, you got to see some of the masters down there at the bottom too. Otherwise, there's no incentive to try to get in there to the inner circle. So I've been a gate guardian of the magical esoteric order. Yeah, I'd like to get on to level 2 this year. That would be nice. That would be nice. But, you know, just depend. Oh, so the reason I had mentioned that story is I wanted to tell you that some of the best teachers I've ever met always say that live life and the study of magic not as if you have unlimited time, but as if you're in no hurry to get shit done. You need to take it slow, and you need to thoroughly build that foundation of occult knowledge so that when you do try more advanced operations, you're not at any real risk. Like recently, I came across one of the gate guardians, and his attitude towards me was one of boredom. Like, hell, man, I've been keeping an eye on you for and so I knew without a shadow of a doubt when I asked for his name, and I got it. Yeah, I received it within 24 hours of asking. I had written up a prayer and a ritual in my journal and left quotation marks and a blank space where the name of the first gate guardian was to go, because I'm working on my Arbitel, you know, and so you need those. They're only good for 40 years at a time. And so you need to renew those secret passwords. That's why I won't tell anyone. And I know some of you know. I know Charles, for one, knows. Anyway, I left that area blank, and then I went into Dream World, and the very next day, April 23rd, bam, there it is. The series of synchronicities that led me to it, and I researched them. But anyway, the point being, when I was coming and going through the gate, he was looking at me like, motherfucker, you've already been through here, you know, thousands of times, tens of thousands of times, and you're just now asking my name? And I'm like, bro, I got shit to do. I got better things to do than to beseech myself before thee. And so that was fun. That was exciting. Look, now it's throwing up little things I can wave at you. And it says there are 2 viewers. But I don't know how much truth there is to that. All right, I got to get rolling over there and have my breakfast. I love y'all good-looking, happy, sexy people. It's hump day, Wednesday in Beijing. Thanks for the hearts. I appreciate that. Let us pray. Lord of the universe, the vast and the mighty one, we beseech thee and we invoke thee in humility and sincerity. Guide us to thy knowledge that you would have us know. Protect all of our family members here on earth and in the beyond as well. Grant us the 3 great treasures of health, wealth, and your divine wisdom, O great Lord, and lords and ladies of the multiverse. I sincerely and humbly ask all these things and invoke with clarity and concentration in the name. Keeps cutting out. I don't know what's up with that. In the name of thine only begotten Son, Jesus the Christ, our Lord, with his beloved and beautiful divine wife, the Mary Magdalene, who was besmirched by the Catholic Church. Y'all evil fucking cocksuckers over there need to pay for your mischievous misanthropy in doing that. Yeah, and fill us with the divine Holy Spirit of Jing, Qi, and Shen, our 3 Dantians, bridge points leading to immortality. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So mote it be. So it is commanded and confirmed. As above, so below. I love all y'all good-looking, happy fucking people. Kisses, hugs, and kisses. And happy birthday to you, Sandra Sue. And any other Tauruses out there. We are in the era of Taurus. So Taurians, rejoice and plow those fields, because it is an agrarian month. It says finish broadcast, but we all know better than that. It goes on and on and on.